How are you? It's so good to see you. Yes, it is. Happy Wednesday. Feels like Tuesday, holiday week. It is time for gratitude. And it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Actually, my daughter was talking about Thanksgiving today. She's ready. I love that. I love people like that. Planning the holidays, Reverend Bozeman. I see y'all out there. If you're planning your holidays, y'all, let's get ready. But really, it's sad when if we're only taking one day out of the year to express our gratitude, to realize how blessed we are, to tell others how we appreciate them, then we're really sincerely missing out on lots of opportunities to enhance our life. And when I spoke of the title or thought of the title, I said, should it be gratitude a key to financial independence, or is it the key to financial independence? And that's something that we're really, really gonna have to think about because it's very important. So I hope that in discussion tonight that we'll really, think about like how does my mindset impact how financially healthy that you are, how happy you are in life in general. Like, and there's so much scientific evidence out now about the connection between our mind and our thankfulness and happiness. And what really sparked me about this topic was, Bill Gates' wife was stepping down from the foundation, and I don't know, they have this really, really huge foundation where they do a lot of like really positive things. And it was found that one of her parting statements was, thank you to everyone that she had been working with over the years. And even though, them funds that were going into the foundation, it's her funds, Arise, your microphone is making that little noise. I don't know what y'all doing up there in New York. Are you? Look. It has that. I wish I could, yeah. And then when you do that, it's like, oh, but it has a little squeaky, squeaky. I know. We know when you're in the house and we missed you last week. We are grateful. We appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We really do. We really do. No, and but I really appreciate this topic because of Melinda Gates, and it's standing out in the business magazine that the expression of thanks and appreciation and how grateful she was, for people that have worked for her. And I know that it's a hard time because her and her husband went through a divorce, but they decided to continue to work together at the foundation. And this is her, parting decision. But I think that in her mindfulness, because a big part of being appreciative, being wealthy, being happy is being mindful. Would you agree, Robert Bozeman? And that do you feel me on the mindfulness?
I do agree with you.
I think that a lot of times like we've been.
I agree on the power of gratitude as well.
Woo! Thank you.
The founder of the university where I got my master's said that we are constantly praying because every thought is heard by infinite intelligence. And so if you're coming from a place of gratitude, then for gratitude for what you have, for gratitude for what you are to receive, then you attract lots more of it, of the same.
Have you noticed that though in life? Like,
Yes.
miserable people bring to them so much more misery.
They do
No,
indeed.
it's so
Yeah.
sad. It's just it's really sad like that that it happens like that. And the, and you want to help them, but you don't know exactly the best way to how to communicate that. If you would change your way of looking at things, right? It's like,
Generally, those kind of people reject that kind of information.
yes, yes, and you have to appreciate them anyway. But the only way that we can get from disappointment and heartache over your attempt to help this person be less miserable is for you to develop that prayer and mindfulness, as Reverend Bozo speaking of. Like, I think a big part of a step for gratitude and happiness is prayer or meditation if the person's not comfortable with prayer. But to have that time to reconnect. And a lot of people don't spend any time alone. So if you're not getting that time alone, then it's harder for you to stay in that state of constant prayer, which even the Bible speaks on, pray without ceasing.
One way to spend time alone is to resist the temptation to turn on the radio to blast
Mm,
when you get in the car. Leave the radio
mm.
off, which gives you time to be with you.
Well, I blast the radio because I want to show my appreciation to my neighbors and to other people, because I know that they don't know good music like I know good music. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I, it's really a community service. Do you know this song? I turn down the window and I see him, you know this song. But wouldn't it be funny if I did? Exactly. Let me turn it up. You hear it now. Can you hear it inside your house? Amazing how these homes are soundproof like that. Makes me have to play it louder. But they have to be mindful, look, in how they respond to me, wouldn't they? But it's true. Like, grab the alone time anytime that they can, that we can, so that we can, get into that better space, that peaceful space, and get comfortable in it. I would say, as a single person, I spend a whole lot of time alone. But I think that, like, people that are, married, or have a partner in their face all the time, is probably, very, very important that get that time to find your happy place. What they say, that's the key, being alone. That's right. Reverend Ed Lowe say, the noise keeps us from hearing. That's right. And I don't think that we're socialized that it's okay to be alone. Now, that we're told, like, there's something wrong with you when you're single. So people can put in a lot of effort to get away from the place where God, really wants them to be at that particular time. No, because until it's time, and so I think to just have a healthy life, it requires a commitment to being mindfully healthy, so that we can make better financial choices and having an appreciation, being grateful for absolutely wherever we are at this particular time in our life. No, like, sometimes when I see, my life transitioning, my daughter advancing and maturing and growing up, today it just got me all teared up. Like, wow, my baby's growing up, and but it's just getting, comfortable, because the first thing that I shared with her is how much I appreciate her living her whole life, and that I don't want her to be concerned about me, because her thing was, Mom, if I do this over the holidays, like, what are you gonna, I want you with me. And I was like, no, don't feel like I have to do whatever you do. You don't have to take me with you. You know what I mean? With what you do, I want you to have a good life. I want you to have a good holiday. I want you to never feel like that. But that came totally from how blessed I feel, how thankful I am to God for having her for the time at that particular stage, and we'll graduate to a different stage. But having her in my life, a lot of times parents don't take the time to appreciate each stage. And I'm thankful that I had her, as a grown woman, because I think that sometimes when you have children, really early, you're really kind of in that stage of life where you don't see how fast times move. Like, and I can even appreciate people that like have children when they're like 60s, 50s, and 60s, or you know what I mean? I mean, literally their first generation, because my whole perspective on life now as a grown person is even different than it was, in my 30s. So I think that appreciation allows you to, at every stage of your life, allows you to never have regrets. Like, I have absolutely no regrets in my life. When you get in a place of gratitude, I actually also, thinking and with this focus of being thankful, Mr. Talia Farrow, it's good to see you. The oh, Latanya, so you coming in under your husband's account? Like, what's up with that? I'm going to tell him. I'm going to tell Jeffrey. But it allows me to have that appreciation, and then financially, like, if you get that just in how we appreciate each other, how, Latanya wake up and, appreciate, Jeffrey at this point in their life. So she won't have any regrets at all, that they, really said, wow, thank you, God, for, where you are. Thank you for every single thing that we have. Then it allows you to be free in your goal setting, to be free in your life choices, to be free. One thing I think is interesting is that a lot of times women and men have totally different financial ideologies. So, like, when a woman will give me financial advice, she will say, now this goes all the way back to my mother even. I remember my mother's first bit of financial advice was, you should buy a dress every week. Every time you get a paycheck, you should buy some clothes. It wasn't a 401k, it wasn't investment, it wasn't save some money, it was buy clothes. So then, all the way from that day, from then, right out of college, here I am, almost at 30 years of my own firm. I get advice just the other day, within this week, from a female, JB, you should buy yourself some more female clothes, like really femalely, because a lot of times on Facebook and everything, I put on, I'm at the gym or leaving the gym, or, this because it could be like not actually even possible that that is important to me. We're just canceling the whole black health, black wealth, no appreciation for that. JB, you need to dress up when you put your pictures on there. The female mind. Men constantly look at me and look at how much money I throw away. The women are talking about how to spend money. The men are, why don't you charge for that? JB, you can make so much more if you did this. JB, you could so and so and so and this and that. So I honestly have grown to have an appreciation, to thank God for both sides, We need each other. We need each other. I need that. I need that. I need that piece of heaven, my mother's expression, still on this earth. And I still need the men who tell me, look at this. You should do that. You should do that. Are always, it's always, they're never, ever, ever telling me to buy something else for just, something that, of course, is not going to give me. They're always focused on a return on my investment. You should be charging for this. You should be charging more. You should be, and I think that I'm blessed because I get both exposure. But I think that we're also socialized not to have an appreciation of what we bring to the table individually. You feel me, Reverend Bozeman? And I'm talking totally in generalizing, but I just feel like that our happiness as a person, I totally agree with psychologists on this. When we come from a place of gratitude, instead of me saying, well, to myself, I don't even receive it because I'm staying in a place of mindfulness. I'm not receiving that, hey,
Well,
wow, but I'm just like receiving that she wants to give me great advice and he's giving me great advice.
right.
And I win on both sides.
Men are coming at it from a breadwinner perspective, from the hunter gatherer perspective. Get more to support the family, whereas women are generally, I think, since so much of what they accomplish and so much of how they are viewed in the world is how they dress, and so that is their armor.
And that's something. It's probably even like now we have, a woman of color, going to be running for president. Like I bet on whatever night, like it's going to be a lot of discussion about what clothes she has on.
Yeah. Well, remember when Gabby Douglas was in the Olympics and winning medals, and the whole discussion was about her hair.
Right? She's flipping. They're naming stuff around her and stuff like, my goodness. And they were like, yeah, that instead of developing a place of appreciation, we're just going to look at things from a place of appreciation, which you have to do, because I can't even tell you how many times, people have told me about different things for my hair. Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Why don't you do this? And I thought, I was looking at this congresswoman from Texas. She wears like the biggest wig or the biggest weave I've ever seen. I mean, it's huge. It's huge.
Oh, really?
Unapologetically. Her, weave comes out like way out here. And I thought to myself, I said, I bet nobody says anything about that, but she doesn't get as many, like, you shouldn't wear your hair like that as I get about wearing my own hair. No, and like, how in the world did it become a radical movement to wear your own hair? That's where we are as women. That I don't know if Kamala, like, would be able to, she might not, but some of the pictures I've seen when she was a kid, her hair was like this. If those are pictures of her, if it's true, she has a picture and she has nappy hair. So that means she has some sort of processing. Well, would she be there?
Good question. Yeah.
We don't know, right?
Yeah, good question.
But what you have to do is, I have developed an extreme appreciation of the wig, the weave, and anything that people want to do with their hair, especially lashes. I love my lashes. Why would anybody find the need to disrespect my lashes, a woman's lashes? You know what I'm saying? These are like basic needs. But when you get in a place of mindfulness, you realize, and I think that everybody should, and it allows me to just be happy and free to just realize that they're, whatever advice that they're giving me, it's from the heart. So just receive it.
Mm-hmm.
Just receive it and decide that you're going to be happy. Decide that you're going to, you know what I mean, that it is okay. And decide, what if we just decide that, people do want you to help them, and people do want to support your business, and people do want to give you a raise. I mean, and the people are crazy and coming to the session waving their hand. I mean, but I appreciate you. And I have gratitude, and I'm glad that you came. You get on my last nerve. But I thank God for you. I do. I thank God for you. Reverend Bozeman is like, are you going to acknowledge her or what? She's not even waving at me. She's waving at you, Reverend Bozeman. She acts like she doesn't. She thinks I can't see her because she's in this little box. We all can see you, and we are
Hello, Miss
and we
Davis.
and we
Hello.
appreciate you, just like we appreciate Mr. Jenkins and Reverend Edlow and Vicky Deloach. Yes, we appreciate you, Vicky. Vicky, we appreciate you. Thank you for saying good evening. Reverend Edlow was saying when I was talking about being single that one is a whole number. Yes, indeed. And it is. I want to I want to look at like some of the things that that gratitude has been found to do to help us. And so I'm saying that gratitude is a key part of wealth, because if we don't have improved mental health, you can't really count yourself as wealthy if you don't have good mental health, because you just can't enjoy it.
Okay.
So we don't, we don't want to be depressed, but you have a lot of money. I would not consider that. I would not consider that as wealthy if you're depressed, but yet you have a lot of riches. So when we come from a place of I'm blessed, I have this, whatever this really, really rich person has, once they start focusing on gratitude, their mental health has been found to increase. It says gratitude can help reduce stress and anxiety and improve your mood. A study found that a single act of gratitude can increase happiness by at least 10% and reduce depressive symptoms by 35%, y'all.
It's like it's hard to be down when you're smiling.
It's hard to be down when you're grateful.
Yes.
Like last Friday, the ministry came in and was talking about their missionary trip, and they were saying that we take a lot for granted. And she was saying when you're on a mission trip, and she's in parts of Uganda, they didn't have a toilet. So she saw people just using the ditches, digging holes and using the bathroom. And it makes you come from a place of gratitude immediately. You should, if you have you have 6 bathrooms, and you see something like that and you can't find a place to be grateful and thankful. Mm, yeah. So if you focus on, wow, how blessed I am, then all of a sudden you're appreciating it, and you're thinking, you know what, why do I keep obsessing about putting in 5 more bathrooms? Maybe I don't have to get 5 more bathrooms. Maybe I'll just save that and help my child through college. Oh, some people get so focused on, more and more material things that they don't focus on allowing their wealth to actually help. Like they gotta buy one more gold diamond ring, one more material item, when there's other responsibilities that they actually should be taken care of. Well, because nobody will give them a pat on the back for that, they don't do it. Mm. Yeah.
No, they're trying to
Right?
find a way to pat themselves on the back.
Yeah. Yeah. Because they say, well, a lot of people see this fifth car. So if I get the fifth car, I'll have it, and I'll have more because other people on the street have four cars. I'll be the only one on my whole block with five cars. Then someone else gets a fifth car. Then they have to get a sixth car. It's hard to imagine, but there are people with that. Mm. So we're
With that
talking
with
about,
state of mind.
yeah, with that state of mind. Exactly. So with that what? With that five cars, no, I'm joking. It's like, with that, thank you. With that state of mind. So, gratitude allows us to have improved mental health. It also allows us to develop better relationships. It strengthens relationships by making us more helpful, more generous, and more compassionate when we're coming from a place of gratitude. Make sense?
It's
Yeah.
also a shield against unhappiness.
A shield against unhappiness. Yes, the improved mental health reduces the stress. I have enough. Because a lot of the stress is coming from, they just don't feel like they can keep up with Joe Barden. Just came in there without his camera on. See, Joe Barden has everything. So there's people who are stressing because they can't keep up. Yeah, I saw you. Exactly. So then also another about gratitude is improved physical health. Isn't that amazing? It says gratitude can positively affect biomarkers associated with heart disease risk. Go on. So there might actually be. Well, I mean, it's so true though, because if you think about it, it says people who go through a divorce are more likely to have a heart attack. So if you stop thinking about what your spouse doesn't have and you start thinking about what your spouse does do for you, you're like, I'm so sick of her making pancakes on Sunday. I would much prefer waffles, you know? That's going to make you sick and it's going to stress you out. It's going to cause anxiety. And you all upset on Saturday because your wife always makes pancakes and you want waffles. And, instead of like working on, oh, what do I do so that I can reduce this anxiety? If they go, you know what? At least I have a wife. At least she does make pancakes, right? Then all of a sudden their blood pressure and everything starts going down and they don't have to go through a divorce. So what happens? Their money is protected also, right? So that it's, Ms. Deloach, I was saying about research has found that gratitude positively affects biomarkers associated with heart disease. Does that make sense to you?
It does to me. Yes, it does.
Like it'll stress reduction, and just gratitude and saying I have enough. Yeah. Gratitude is a shield. Yes, yes, yes. Against unhappiness. That's right, Ms. Muhammad. You know? Well, I have to think about it. And I want y'all to be, thinking about it too. Like how good there's a video, and I was gonna share y'all, but it got kind of long. And it had these kids, and it said, and which all of us should do, it said like write down who you're most grateful for. Like who do you appreciate the most in life? And when they did like the markers of like just or well let's just they just measured the joy that the person was have, they said the person walking in the door was not as happy as the person at the end of the session who they told them to contact that person that they wrote this paragraph about how much they appreciate them. And just the fact of expressing gratitude to that person, they became a happy, they became happier by expressing their gratitude to that person. No.
Nice exercise.
Yeah. And it's so true. I remember that like Sunday before I had to, before I had a track meet on Saturday and Sunday. And on Sunday, I text a coach that had referred me to the coach that I have. And I said, I just want to tell you how much joy doing track has brought to me. And when I thought about joy, I had to think about telling you thank you. Now, I wasn't even thinking about this topic at that point. And then he texted, and then he called, rang the phone. And then we talked at least an hour just about, being healthy. And I was just expressing gratitude, and I really appreciate this. And he's like, oh, it's no big deal, JV, I'm just glad that that you're doing it and blah, blah, blah. Like, so you just, it probably put me in like the best place, but I wasn't mindful. And I said, if I'd been more, I wasn't doing it from a place of this is going to get me in a good place when I do my run. But I'm going to tell you, I was in a good place all day long. I just felt so happy. I was, just so happy. Like,
and
even
guess
the
what?
yes.
It put him in a good place too.
You think so?
Expecting it. Oh, absolutely.
I hope so. I hope so.
No
Yeah,
question in my mind.
It was so good. Like I can't, like, even though I have lost, we can think about how much we've lost and the people that we've lost, but we also need to really focus on, and be grateful for the people that God is still have here with us, helping us. So it's so true, right? And then you realize that kind of thing, those are priceless. Those are priceless.
Those moments.
Yes, like that is priceless. That is true wealth. That is like multi-billion joy of knowing that people care about you so much that they'll, that they're supporting you, that they're giving you good ideas. Like, they want to see you be happy. They want to see you, that whatever it is, like, oh, we're just so blessed. We're just so blessed. I don't know. Then an additional, so we know, improved mental health from being gracious, having gratitude, better relationships because of showing your gratitude. The greatest form to me of generosity is love, not stuff. But just, you know what I'm saying? It's just so generous. Like, I was telling someone one day, I was like, thank you just for being so generous with your spirit. Because we live in a world where people won't do that. They won't give of themselves. They won't share what happened. They won't share, they just won't share themselves. You can tell. So many people like walking around in a shell. They won't even smile at you.
Remember, they said people don't remember what you said, but they definitely remember how you made them feel.
I don't think people remember that. Like, that they really know. Yeah, they don't remember how important that is. I don't think we remember how important it is because we would think that people would be nicer, But maybe the point of not being nice is because they know it will make you feel bad. That's sad. That's really sad. So that's why we have to be mindful of ourselves and not allow people to take our joy, because we have to focus on, okay, that's just that one, that 14-year-old went into the school today and changed 4 people's lives forever.
Yeah.
Not just 4 people, an enormous amount of people. And I thought about this and I thought to myself, Okay, you went and did that. Somebody's probably pulling your mom off of her job or your father,
Oh,
with a
oh,
bunch of
big
questions.
time. Grandma and everybody.
Yeah, swarming all around your neighborhood, cars all up. I mean, and then the trauma that the kids are in
And they're
there.
going, yep. And they're going to get him as an adult. I think he might be English as a second language. There was some suggestion to that. Like,
Mhm.
and I heard kind of a question from the background. But
Ugh.
it's going to be something else. So that affects like so many more people. And it's, you know, and you think maybe if somebody gave him love that morning, it could have changed everything. I was reading
Yeah.
this interview, and this lady, her 14-year-old, I think they were in South Africa, and the little girl wanted to go out, and the mother said, "No, don't go out." And the little girl said, I'm going out." And the mom smacked her. So then the little girl ran out. And the next time that her mother saw her, she was raped and beat and dropped a rock on her head. It was horrible. And she was in their backyard.
In the backyard. It happened in the backyard.
It happened in the backyard by boys that were her friends.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful little girl. And the mother said, "I'm just so sorry that I smacked her." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry that you ain't sit her ass down." You know, it's just, no, you can't go. I saw that in this other one. Like, you know what I'm saying? These kids need us to express love to them in a way that shows them we want to save your life from you. You don't exactly know. And I
Wow.
remember going through that spell with my daughter, boy, I just, lying into her like, this is, auto driving cars, the number one killer of young people. You know what I'm saying? And just go into it. Don't you get behind this wheel emotional. Don't you so and so, and and I can't imagine at 14. And she thinks you can walk out that door. I remember this girl named Renee in Delaware when I was growing up. And Renee's mom, I don't know why she was with this, but it was like a grandmother and her. She was a little girl and she was beautiful. And but she would act up in church all the time. She was the kind of little girl that she was so pretty that if you got to be with her, you were so excited that you would act up because you were playing with Renee. You know what I'm saying? So we was like, so we would just act up. But she was fortunately older than me. She was like my older sister, but we would just act up. And her mom would not control her. Our mom would elbow us, and you know what I mean? And it was like, don't go near Renee. So then one day I remember, I don't know, I think I was in like middle school, and Renee was found dead in her car.
Hmm.
And that she killed herself.
Oh no.
Like just maybe was drunk, I don't know, but just, in the car, in the garage and all of that. It's just
Wow.
that lady, like, so I say all that. I don't know. I don't know. It's just the grace of God. I don't know how parents parent. I don't know how I did it. All I can do is express thanks to God that my daughter listens, or he had grace on her. Because you don't know. Like, I remember, I was that kid that got the car and did very reckless things. So I remember one time I was going down the street and I was going like this with the car. Grace of God. Another time, I was leaving McDonald's and some guys pulled up next to me and I said, "You want to race?"
Well,
And they were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah." And I was like, this Chevy Chevette. I had that thing all the way down and I was like so excited because I beat him. So I get to the light and there's a police behind me. But I just knew I had beat them. Like I had just beat them in the dust. They were smart. They saw the police and they stopped. I was like, and I get to the stoplight. The police pull up behind me. I'm like in the stoplight and I get out the car. The stuff we do, I see it, you know, they're like, "Get back in the car. Get back in the car." It's birdies. Woo! I've never told anybody else about that because they didn't give me a ticket. They didn't give me a ticket. They were like, "Get back in the car, get back in the car." And I don't know how. I don't know. They were like this girl's crazy. Oh, and I had my McDonald's uniform on. You know what I'm saying? Everything. So I think the McDonald's uniform was like, well, she can't. And I probably didn't look drunk. I just looked delirious. I was like, but by the grace of God, because the other car stopped, I guess that's how I didn't get a ticket. But woo, I wouldn't do that now for nothing. Not even on my motorcycle. I was looking like somebody on the motorcycle in the man today, and the man was like cutting all the way through. I hope he got to where he was going and stopped and thank God. Because I know every time I get off my motorcycle, I thank God. But I think it's because I have gone off my motorcycle and thought about what is it going to be when I land. I remember flying through the sky. And I said, when I hit this pavement, Lord, am I going to be all right? And I just remember my head just sliding down the road.
Whoa.
And I just I appreciate God's. When we think about it every day, or we think about, I don't know if y'all have ever had like near death experiences. Like,
oh yeah.
one time I was going down the street and a tree flipped up. A tree flipped out of the ground and fell right there behind my head. My mom was like, "What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? You look." I guess she was so scared. Like she was just so scared, right? And I was like, "What are you talking about?" She was like, "You just speeding down the road?" I said, "No, Mom, it was like the raining so hard. I wasn't speeding down the road. I was right in the city." I said, "It seems like to me I was going the exact right speed, Mom. Do you feel me?" She was like, "Click up. This girl's crazy. This girl's crazy. What in the world?" I mean, I can't believe, I now in hindsight, I can't believe how much I must have frightened her to have a girl like that. You know what I'm saying? I pretty much am not afraid of anything. Can you imagine if your daughter was like that, Mr. Loach? And I don't even realize that. I don't even realize it when I'm doing it. It's like starting your own business. You know what I'm saying? In your 20s.
Yeah.
My parents are probably like, "What is wrong with her?"
Fearless.
Yeah, and you don't even know it. But I'm telling you, the person that's being that way has no idea. But I think that the only way that I have survived is because of my graciousness. I'm so thankful to God. I'm so thankful to Him every time. Every time. Like I told my mother that time, and I was so young. I was even 25. I said, "Mom, oh my goodness, you see how God spared my life?" I mean, as a baby, I said, "That is amazing." I said, "Mom, look, it fell right in the back seat of the car." Only thing I was worried about was my car. I had this Isuzu iMark with a spoiler kit. I love that car. They totaled it. Look, and then they never made any more.
Wow.
Exactly. It was impossible. You know how insurance says Don't try to get you to make a, the similar car, blah, 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 this and that. No such car. They don't make those anymore. I love that car. But the transmission was kind of messing up, so I did so it probably was time to go. Because it was a stick shift. But so I have to be thankful to God for that also. It was time for it to go. But yeah, Kanika said my mom was absolutely scared. Kanika, oh girl, I know. And you have several children, so I'm sure in that bunch, I was her last of four. So I'm sure the bunch there was you. There was a me in your house somewhere. And I think my mother always wanted a boy. So some of the things that I do think probably are more characteristic of a boy, but I'm all female. Like I love boys. So, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe she was thinking too hard about having a boy because she knew it. She said, I really wanted a boy. What Kanika said. Look, I'm like, break it to me easy, mom, right? She said, I really wanted a boy. Okay. Kania said, exactly. I can relate. Mm-mm. A similar thing happened to me in March 2016. Wow. And I couldn't correct. I sped up because the impact was inevitable. Ooh. Ooh. It was nothing but it's all God. And look at and coat totaled your car. Oh Lord. Mm, 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 mm. We can. So then, but it allows us to have better relationships, look, improve being coming from a place of gratitude. According to the science of gratitude, it allows us to also have improved physical health and better sleep, a positive outlook. It breaks negative thought patterns. It allows you to appreciate the present, the present, like living in the now, right?
Exactly.
And then it allows you to maintain hope. You keep hope alive. You keep it, and it's so true though. It's, you know, keeping some other things. In positivepsychology.com said that what is the meaning of gratitude? Okay. Positivepsychology.com says gratitude is an emotion similar to appreciation. But the American Psychology Association more specifically defines this phenomenon as a sense of happiness and thankfulness in response to a fortunate happenstance or tangible gift. Gratitude is both a state and a trait. One can experience gratitude from someone or something at a certain moment in time, and someone experience gratitude more long term as a positive character trait. Someone experience, so it says better, I don't know, gratitude is both a state and a trait. The feeling of gratitude involves two stages. First comes from the acknowledgement of the goodness in one's life. That's beautiful, isn't it? And the second is gratitude is recognizing that sources of this goodness lie outside the self.
That's right.
Woo! One can be grateful to our creator, other people, to animals and the world, but not to oneself. What did Snoop Dogg say? I just want to thank myself. Remember that? He said, he was like, I just want to thank me. So somebody needs to break it to him, right? You cannot be grateful for yourself, Snoop. You had a red Chevy stick shift. Mine was a white Isuzu stick shift, Miss Elia Farrow. Yes, indeed. Oh, a graduation gift. Girl, mine was, my I didn't get my first car until after graduation from college. Oh my goodness. And they weren't even thinking about co-signing for me. And I still know, I am still grateful to Kevin Johnson, who somehow got them to finance my first car purchase. He is my Facebook friend. And I know his wife is like, who is this woman? And why is she so love everything you do on your Facebook page? Don't let me see him post anything. Love, 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 love. Here's my grandkids sitting at the beach. Love them, love them, love them, love them, love. I love everything about you. And I am. I am. Like, y'all better know. If you ever want to know that, Reverend Bozeman, Ms. Davis, Ms. Deloach, I will be forever grateful to you, and for you for the rest of my life. And I have no problem with that. Some people are afraid of showing appreciation because they're afraid that the person will take them for granted. No, they're afraid that you won't. You know what I'm saying? That you and I think that has probably happened. I'm sure that it's happened to all of us before. You know what I'm saying? You're constantly showing respect and appreciation, like at a job, and then they don't give you the raise. They give it to somebody else that you don't think that are as appreciative as you are. And like I remember at University of Virginia, and my roommate, I was complaining about something that happened at school, and she told me I should be grateful. How about the girl? I don't know who you talking to. She was like, you should be grateful. You should be grateful to be here. Looked at me just like that black girl. I mean, like she came right with it. I said, what do you mean by that? What are you talking about? So I think that because of that, I think it has been hard for our community to feel really comfortable with showing appreciation, or, that we're grateful for something, because it's developed like this negative connotation, like what that lady tried to rob me of, like as if I'm not being grateful because I have a valid complaint about something that happened. I can still appreciate you and not like the way Miss Davis comes in waving with two hands. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can still do and some people they think that, like sharing your opinion means that you're not grateful. Like where I was the example I was saying about, that if the man likes waffles, stop making pancakes. Ask him sometime, what would you like? Right? So and I think, but instead we interpret it as, oh, so you don't appreciate my pancakes, so I'm just gonna stop cooking altogether.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
You don't like what I'm giving you, then you ain't getting nothing.
Yes. I'm so sorry that your son had to go through that. It is very, very hard. And Kanika's son is no longer with us. And then we don't. No, it's hard. It's just really hard. Yeah. It's just hard. But Kanika, you have done a great job of Kanika's son is, I can't say it. I just can't say it. Okay, please say it. But he was a genius.
Oh, Rhonda's.
It was very, very smart. Very, very smart. And when you're that smart and you come from where we're from, it's hard to find a place and not hear somebody say you should be grateful. Yeah, Kanika, please tell us. But it's she is just amazing, and she's going to be on the speaker, and she's going to be writing a book, and she's going to be talking about that because we lose a lot of our young people trying to survive in a culture that's not comfortable with them around.
That's for sure.
And it's not talked about. That could have a lot to do with why that 14-year-old is, lost his mind like that. That's so young to be that angry. And
well, the kids nowadays are dealing with something we didn't have to deal with, which is social media.
yes,
The deadly place.
you don't know what happened to him, on social media.
Yeah.
Sometimes they come, in response to that. And it's amazing how seriously people take it.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Exactly. Thank you. Wow. I didn't know he was a Colombia girlfriend. Goodness. Her son committed suicide at Columbia at 19.
Wow.
He was constantly having to validate himself in a world that never understood him. He was a gift to us all, where he freely shared himself until he could not. He was indeed. You're a gift to us, and he still shows and shines through you. Thank God. We are grateful for you. We are grateful that you can share that so that others can try. By you doing that, you give us a chance to save.
Thank you, Kanika. Thank you for sharing that.
Oh my goodness. He attended Harvard. Wow. Harvard. He attended Harvard and Stanford. In high school.
High school.
No, this is your house. This is home. This is home. Yes, indeed. He was beautiful too. He was beautiful like his mom. Beautiful like his mom. There's so many ways for us to show gratitude to each other. And I feel like that generosity that Kanika has shown us, generosity of sharing her hardest thing that ever happened in her life with us.
Indeed, yes. Yeah.
God is so pleased with that. Like, I just appreciate it. That, and you doing that and showing gratitude for your son and showing gratitude for me, because often me, like your son, like, we don't know, what are we here for? What is the end of this? What is it all for?
Good
I'm
question.
sure there were days that he felt that way. There are times where I felt that way, like I was saying about, my daughter growing up. Like, I want her life to be better than mine. I think it would be heartbreaking for me. I don't think I could handle it for her life to be even slightly similar to mine. So I know that hurt for your son to go through that, and you can't help him. And all you can do is say, keep taking it, keep doing it. You're doing great. And the whole world is telling him it's still not enough. No. All we can do is do what you did. Love him. Yes. Surely can be disappointing and frustrated when you have so much to offer. Yes. Yes. But, you tell yourself, like, one, your son changed my life. Your son changed the way I interacted as a parent, that happened. Him and my daughter were basically same age, and it's like God uses our life, you will love him forever. Amen. That gift, he is your beautiful gift from God. And that's really how we should see each other. I just think, that's why like coming from a place of gratitude is so valuable. Because when it comes down to it, our money has no value. I'm telling you, when you get up there and tell them, Reverend Bozeman, tell the truth, Reverend Bozeman, you've had everything, you've lived everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes down to now, what is literally, and I don't know the answer. I don't know what he's gonna say, but what is the most valuable thing you've ever had in your life?
My connection with God, actually.
Amen.
That's what pulled me through everything.
It's gratitude.
No matter how low, everything. You talked about my experiences did not involve something as intense, at least as what Kanika went through, because he was so young. I love my son died when he was in his 50s. But I can remember being disrespected, and when I was in advertising and wondering what I was going to do next, because I couldn't take it anymore, when God came to me and a voice literally said, "You will get a call in 2 weeks." And I got a call in 2 weeks that offered me double my salary.
Amen.
So God is always there for me, always. And that is
I
what my
love
life
it.
has been dedicated to.
It's that keep the faith.
Yeah.
Keep the faith. Keep the faith.
So I'm saying thank you to God every single moment of every single day.
Yes. That it's real. Grateful for the angels he brings our way, right?
Yes.
They don't even know they're being used. Sometimes, often, angels don't know. Yes, he's always
thank
there.
you, angels. Thank you.
Yes. This is so powerful. So on with like gratitude and its meaning. Let's think about gratitude and your finances and how beautiful it would be if you would stop thinking about everything else that you want, but just start appreciating everything that you have on purpose. On purpose, right? Why is it important to be grateful? Again, with positive psychology, it says that gratitude has diminished in Western society. Possessions and health are expectations for many individuals rather than considered personal blessings that are appreciated. Gratitude has for many been replaced by disappointment, anger, and resentment when these expected blessings either do not appear or they disappear. We have learned gratitude helps people focus on the positive aspects of their life. Gratitude can help build and maintain relationships with others, resulting in health, life satisfaction, and more proactive behaviors towards others. There's just gratitude is not something that is pushed, but I've seen like only recently they're starting to have like a major in college on happiness. Did y'all see that?
Oh, no.
And that happiness major really is based in gratitude.
Well,
But I do feel that a key part of AfroEconomics is that we come from a place of gratitude because the fifth principle is our relationship with God. No, and God wants us to know how blessed we are. He wants us, to be happy. He wants us to have joy. He wants us to have peace. So if we're not coming from a place of gratitude, how can we be at peace?
Exactly.
No, it's hard because you'll be so stressed or you'll be so worried. And instead, if you know and you're coming from a place of, just pure gratitude, then you already can thank God. I know you'll get me through this. Thank you, God. But I know that no weapon formed against me shall prosper. There is no way that this stock market is going to take away everything that you have for me. I am going to be grateful and not greedy. I'm going to, be thankful and not, feel that I have to harm someone else in order to get what you have for me. And it allows us, being grateful allows us to approach our finances from a more complete place. You already know that you have everything that you need, even if you can't see it. You are so confident that you know that God's going to continue to just fill it up the way He always has done. Right?
Right.
Happiness Lab course. Yeah. And it's at Yale. Oh, and it's on Spotify and Google and Apple. Yeah, peak. That's what Miss Mack is saying. Yeah, that there's a happiness lab course. We've got that. It's a shame, the money that people are probably spending on that course, because we've got it. We've got the secret. We've got the secret. Give more, do more, and be determined to be at peace. Avoid materialism. Avoid it. Like the plague. We have enough. When you're grateful, you come from a place of I already have enough. No, like the lady that was suggesting, you need to get more girl clothes. No, I could wear my girl clothes more, but I got a whole bunch of girl clothes, believe me. But why would a girl, even if I was FloJo, like, you know what I mean, run around the track with a dress on? And my goal is to, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, what would be my goal, like for my 30th, anniversary for the firm? Would it be to walk real slow in some 4-inch heels or run really fast and jump up and down and drop it like it's hot? Definitely it's running really fast and drop it like it's hot and do a cartwheel and a back handspring. Somebody else can have the shoes that are going to hurt your toes. The only time I want to hurt mine is when I'm running on spikes for competition. And that doesn't even hurt my toes, thank God. But but I remember when I wasn't doing it, and I remember a year ago when it was hurting me. And I'm so grateful to God for the humility of doing something that I was bad at it and become better. I thank God for the humility to not harm myself just because it would help me fit in with the norm. I'm not. I know what I need to do for my own health. And I'm not going to sacrifice. We could do a lot of things that would hurt us and you would have a lot more friends. But when we're coming from a place of gratitude and mindfulness, we know that I cannot sacrifice all that God has done for me in order to please this outside world. No.
The outside world wants to bring you pain.
Wants to bring you pain. No, and once again, yes, that consumerism, that debt, that obsession, that over drinking, the overeating, the over sexing, everything is over. Everything is over, except for what we need. How about let's over love and be overly patient and be overly kind? Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me exhaust myself with kindness. Just pass out at night and get like, oh, I'm so tired because I was just so kind today. That would be the bomb. But something about being kind, it doesn't do that to you. But get
No, it
angry and find,
invigorates you.
yeah, but get
Invigorates.
angry and watch what it does. Angry, you be exhausted. Isn't that true? It's
Yeah,
crazy.
it invigorates you feel good.
Yes, 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 Lord. I know that's one thing. Like, don't you love like being in love? It's so
Yeah.
good. It feels so good being in love. I know Miss Deloach knows about that. Everybody love her. Just love. He can't help it. Oh, that's right. I challenge us all to appreciate how much you are appreciated. No, those are my goals. Overdo it positively. Yes, yes, yes. I thank God for you, Kanika. I thank God for you, Miss Mac. Thank you so much, Kanika, for sharing your story, inspiring so many others. You have no idea how much, you know, we appreciate you being honest. We could change the world if everybody would just tell their truth.
Amen.
We could really help each other.
Thank you, Kanika.
Thank you. Thank you. Love y'all. Y'all have anything you want to share about gratitude before you leave?
Love you, JB.
Love you more than that. I thank God for you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet. It's the tone of voice that gets me. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you
When I
too.
make calls to customer service for anything, I always ask the person's name and make sure I get it right, so that from that point on, I can appreciate them by name.
That's so good.
And you can always tell they're smiling when they hear their name.
Right. You go, oh, and I can hear you saying that too, but it's the tone of voice that gets you. I'm telling you. You go, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Amy's like, oh, you're welcome. Hi, Andrew. If you have any questions, actually, Andrew, I'll call you back tomorrow. And see if you need anything else. And your wife's like, oh my God. He's like, what's going on, Amy? Now I gotta have Amy calling all the time. We're just checking on Andrew. How's he doing today? It's so true. That kindness. It's so rare. That's what makes you so good. It's so rare. And we know that you mean it. You ain't no fake kind person. You mean it.
No, no, you
So
gotta
you
mean
can
it.
really feel sincerity. Isn't it true? Like you
Yeah,
can tell when somebody's faking you. You got real. Why not? I don't see any other way. God loves me so much. Yes, indeed. No matter how this life is going. And for that, this is Kanika talking.
all right.
I am, yes, she is. That's right. I'm going to put it up. My truth is God's truth. Yes, indeed. I am so grateful. Yes. So amazing. Amazing Grace is this little kid's book. I used to read it to Z all the time. Amazing Grace. It's a beautiful, beautiful little book about a little black girl. Let's be amazing and let's be graceful.
Okay.
Love y'all. Have a
Love you
wonderful
too.
night. Take care.
Okay.
Thank
Bye
you,
Bye
bye.
JB.
bye.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.
Bye bye. Yes. Y'all are the best. Take care. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Love you back. Thank you. I'm here. It's my happy heart. La Wanda.